Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today for the Better Business Bureau here in Wisconsin. Lisa is back and ready to share some great information on auto mechanics, repair and services. Certainly, all of our vehicles, no matter what they are, need to get some service done. We know that, but finding the right repair person, it can take a lot. It can be intimidating to a process as well. Lisa, when we're getting ready to look at a repair, whether we got a new vehicle, whether we've had a bad experience, and we're like, man, we want to start. Where's our first spot to be looking to find these great mechanics?
Well, you can ask friends and family certainly for mechanics that they use and that they trust, that they've had a good experience with. If you need major repairs, you may want to consider finding a dealership or a repair shop that specializes in the type of repair or the specific make and model of your vehicle. Make sure that the shop has, proper licensing, they comply with local laws, and they have certifications. You can check for something like the ASE, which is Auto Service Excellence Seal. And that certification indicates that some or all of the technicians have met basic standards of knowledge and competence in specific technical areas. And so, once you've spoken with friends and family and you know what type of work you need done, then I would say check those business profiles at bbb.org. See what type of a report the Better Business Bureau has on file. All those reports are free for you to read. Make sure that, if they've had complaints, that they've responded to the complaints. And if they've responded, have they made adjustments or have they at least explained their position thoroughly? You can read all of that information in the company's report. And you can also see customer reviews written by consumers, both positive and negative.
What about reaching out to the business themselves? And if you do have questions, like they should be open and ready to answer questions, whatever, even if you're asking like, hey, some people said that you had trouble with this, but I really want to use you, we definitely can call up a company, right, and ask questions.
Oh gosh, yes, absolutely. And any normal business would be happy to take those questions and answer them, as to make you feel as comfortable as possible doing business with them.
Next step into the process, you say here, is maintaining your car properly, and that could start with actually doing some research on your own front. So you don't maybe need to rely on the mechanic necessarily. You even don't even think about. Okay, I'm going to say this myself. I don't always think about reading the vehicle manual for suggested stuff. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, there's, other reading material out there that might be a little bit less boring than reading your vehicle's manual, but, it is really helpful for you to page through that. Look for suggested routine maintenance to keep it running along and reducing the need for repairs later. You want to make sure that, you keep up with proper maintenance intervals, maybe log those dates that you get oil changes and other things like that. Pay attention to any of those dashboard signals that are giving you information that, you might need to take care of. And this is also where understanding your warranty, I think, comes into play. You want to make note of anything that you need to do to keep your warranty valid. Very important, right? We could void that warranty altogether if we're not, paying close enough attention. And, you still might be under warranty for some things and not even realize it. So, check the guidelines. See, what guidelines you must follow, and also if you must take the vehicle to a specific location, I mean, that might be included in the warranty as well. So you kind of want to, do a little bit of homework in the beginning, before you move forward, in getting any repairs done. And, this is kind of the time where a lot of people are taking their vehicles in because we're coming out of winter. Our cars are going through potholes, which could cause the alignment to go off. We've experienced salt, which could cause corrosion, all that type of thing. A lot of that corrosion takes place under the undercarriage of the vehicle. And sometimes you might not even be able to see that. And then, of course, there's tire tread. I mean, a lot of wear and tear after the winter months.
You're right. I mean, you our cars are all vehicles in Wisconsin are gotten for punishment after the winter season. So certainly you want to be ready and keep up with those things too, because then maybe the bill's just a little less on those maintenance and repairs. How about the warranty? That to me is a tricky one because you buy the vehicle. Maybe it comes with a warranty, plus you buy extra warranty, plus the manufacturer. There's so many levels of this. So how do you break it down a little bit and know what is covered and what is not?
Yeah, and then that's a tricky question because warranties can be so there. I mean, they are so detailed. So you really want to take a good look at that warranty. I mean, certainly, reach out to the warranty, the manufacturer of the warranty, where you got the warranty from the dealership with any questions you might have, your insurance agent as well. Because a lot of times in those warranties, they'll have different sections and it'll tell you what's covered in the section. So, we often hear from consumers in filing complaints or in calling our office where they'll say, there was a whole paragraph about things that were covered, and apparently, the this and the that were not covered. And that's really what warranties boil down to, what is covered and what is not. So make sure you take a good look at that warranty and ask any questions as well.
Moving down here, just as far as paying attention to when, if you do get work done, and getting an estimate on that work. We've just talked about this in a different interview with contracts and getting estimates and understanding that. It's okay to get those estimates, but you want that because you want to know what you're paying for and what are if there are other issues, if this means is the bill or the tab open, so to speak, and you keep on paying. So why do you want to get that written estimate when you are considering getting work done?
Yeah, I mean it's the same as a contract for home improvement like we talked about earlier. And that is because you want to know exactly what is being included in the repairs. The labor, the parts, the expected time of completion for all the repairs. And you want to know all of this before you actually sign that contract. You want to make sure that you ask if there's any charges to get the estimate if you decide to not get the work done after all. Make sure all costs are covered. And there should be a little box on this particular written estimate where it says, please contact me should the repairs exceed, a certain price. And that's where the dealership or the repair person will, write a figure in there because they'll let you know, I think it should run between this number and that number. Then you check that box. Well, if it runs a little bit over that number before you, move forward with any repairs, please contact me and let me know. That way they can explain exactly why they're going above the estimate and what exactly is needed and why.
Of course, you want to get that in writing, but also if there are problems after the work is done and you got the estimate, you got everything in writing, you do want to follow up, and you don't want to wait. You definitely don't want to wait. Why is it important to definitely first off, don't be afraid to follow up because if it's not right, they should address those issues.
Right, absolutely. And yes, they should. When you pick up your vehicle, you want to get a complete and detailed written summary, again, describing everything that the mechanic did. This is a really good time to ask any questions you might have or ask them to point something out. If you don't exactly, understand it or know where something is located under the hood, they should take the time to do that. If they replaced any major parts, this is a good time to ask for those parts that they replaced. They should have those for you right there. You're absolutely able to take those into your possession, keep them or look at them if you'd like. And certainly, if you turn around and drive the car away, it's the same day or it's a few days later, or even a little bit longer, and you realize there's a problem, absolutely call that repair shop or dealership back and let them know immediately and, see what they can do to fix that problem.
Well, well, Lisa, you've shared a lot of great resources today, but if some of us out here may be a little overwhelmed with all the stuff we talked about, how can we go back and find more information on this? So we do have these things in front of us to ask these great questions and make sure we're making the right choices.
Sure. Consumers can go to bbb.org or give our office a call at 414-847-6000.
Yeah, vehicle maintenance and everything around vehicles. It's a big asset, and you want to protect that asset. So, these tips are great to start. And I should note too that you do want us to report any issues that we do come across too. So if you do have negative experiences, reporting that helps the outreach portion of what you do with us each and every month.
That's right. That's what we're here for. So if, a consumer has a problem, they can't get the situation resolved on their own, that's where we can step in. You can file a complaint with our office at bbb.org. Just click on file a complaint or go right to the business report and then click file a complaint within that report. Certainly consumers can write a customer review if they've had a positive or negative experience. And I always like to push the positive experiences. We like to hear that as well, just as much if not more. So you can write a customer review, or you can certainly report a scam too if you don't know who the business is. Not necessarily car repair, but since you're usually taking it in, but you can report a scam to BBB's Scam Tracker, which is our online reporting tool at bbb.org/scam tracker.
You immediately, when you said that, I was thinking car warranty scam. Like, bam, it's just there, like, just
Oh gosh,
magically
yes.
comes up in my mind. But that's a different story. Lisa,
Yes.
thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you.